Dr. Thomas Tift, a professor of biology at Boston College, believes that 99% of cancer cells can die off on their own, but only if you block their main growth mechanism. According to him, all types of cancer cells share a common weakness, and that is their dependence on fermentation. If you look under an electron microscope, or actually, let me correct myself, even with a simple light microscope, most cancers are diagnosed this way. You look under the microscope and see a bunch of cells that look abnormal with genetic defects and such, but they all have one thing in common. They rely on fermentative energy without oxygen. So all cancers are essentially the same disease, just occurring in different tissues. But when you look at the main problem, they are all very, very similar. They cannot survive without fermentation, meaning energy without oxygen. This is the fundamental shared problem in all cancers, whether it's colon, brain, breast, bladder, skin, or lung cancer. We've studied all these cancers, and they all use the same mechanism for uncontrolled growth. For a cancer cell to continue the fermentation process, it needs two things. What are those two things? Glucose and glutamine. These two substances provide the energy needed for the cell to grow and multiply. By cutting off the cell's access to these resources, you can prevent cancer itself or even destroy it. Before I continue with the explanation, please hit the like button and let me know from which country and city you're watching this video and how old you are. I'd love to read your comments and get to know who my audience is. All these cancers are telling us one thing: we are fermenting. Do you want to kill us? You have to deprive them of fermentable fuels. There's no clearer way to put it. Cancer cells have been telling us this for decades, since the time of Warburg. But no one has listened because everyone thinks the cause of cancer is genetic mutations, and they lose hope. But in reality, mutations are a consequence or result of this process, not the main cause. We want to block this process. We want to prevent the environment from becoming acidic. We want to clean up the microenvironment. To do this, you have to take away those two fermentable fuels I mentioned, because cancer cells can't burn fatty acids or ketones. Some people say they can change their fuel, that they're flexible. No, they're not flexible. We've already shown that they're not flexible. They're limited to fermentative metabolism. So all that nonsense about them being able to burn fatty acids is baseless. They can't. I have articles that show they can't do this. No one has ever been able to show that cancer cells can grow in the absence of glucose and glutamine. Cutting off glucose is relatively simple. Even a basic low-carb diet can have positive results. But the story with glutamine is more complicated, and most people don't realize how vital it is. In fact, glutamine isn't a bad thing. Your body needs it to support the immune system, maintain the gut lining, and ensure proper liver and brain function. But when your body's metabolic environment becomes unstable, everything changes. Sudden insulin spikes, mitochondrial fatigue, and chronic inflammation sweep through the body like a storm, and glutamine ends up in the wrong place. In this situation, glutamine becomes fuel for cancer cells. Not only does it help them grow, but it also contributes to their very formation in the body. To make RNA, DNA, and new proteins, you need a source of nitrogen, and glutamine provides that nitrogen for cancer cells. On the other hand, cancer consumes large amounts of glucose, which supplies the carbon needed to make fatty acids and nucleic acids. So there's a powerful synergy between the carbons from glucose and the carbon and nitrogen from glutamine. Together, these two create synergistic and potent fuels. You can lower glucose through diet and lifestyle, but glutamine requires precise targeting. Since you can't completely suppress glutamine because your body needs it, a smarter strategy is to use natural compounds that slow down glutamine metabolism. One of the most effective of these is silibinin, which is found in milk thistle. This substance is a natural antioxidant that has traditionally been used to protect the liver, but later research has shown something amazing. Silibinin disrupts the metabolism of cancer cells. especially their ability to use glutamine. Studies show that this compound reduces the activity of certain enzymes and blocks signaling pathways that are activated by high glutamine levels. Simply put, silibinin starves cancer cells and blocks their ability to convert glutamine into energy. That's why milk thistle supplements can be used both for cancer prevention and as part of supportive therapy during cancer treatment. Two other powerful compounds with anti-glutamine properties are the flavonoid naringenin and the isoflavone genistein. Naringenin is found in citrus fruits like grapefruit, oranges, and lemons, especially in their peels, and the white membranes between their segments. Genistein, on the other hand, is found in soybeans, not the processed kind, but whole soybeans. Both of these work similarly to silibinin. They actually put cancer cells into a metabolic regime or prevent their formation from the start. The key point is that you need a strategic approach. Glutamine itself isn't harmful, your body needs it, so your methods should always match your goal. If your goal is cancer prevention, focus on a comprehensive plan. Stabilize your insulin levels, reduce your stress, and gradually add milk thistle extract, citrus, or soy to your diet for a few weeks. If you're undergoing cancer treatment, always consult your doctor first to make sure these anti-glutamine effects don't interfere with your prescribed medications. You can lower glucose, but you can't suppress glutamine because it's absolutely essential for the gut, immune system, and other cycles. So when you want to target glutamine, you really have to act strategically. You can't just randomly suppress glutamine because it's vital for so many other things. You have to target it in a pulsed, timed, and dosed manner. Let's get back to our strategic approach. It's important to get to the root of the problem. Think about what makes glutamine go rogue. Inflammation is one of the main triggers. That's why we should always include omega-3 fats in our diet. Omega-3, which is found in fish, walnuts, and other healthy sources, helps reduce inflammatory cytokines and prevents inflammation from taking hold in the first place. When inflammation is under control, glutamine functions as it should. The same goes for the health of your mitochondria. Find yourself an active hobby, swimming, running, tennis, or anything that gets your body moving. Physical activity strengthens your mitochondria, which in turn keeps glutamine metabolism stable and efficient. Any kind of exercise, swimming, running, walking, depending on your age. Obviously, you can't expect a 90-year-old to run a marathon, but if they're able, they can certainly walk, while younger people can walk more, lift weights, and do heavier activities. The more you activate your muscles and breathe deeply, the healthier your mitochondria will be. You're pulling glucose and glutamine out of your system, and then you act with this strategic targeting, which delivers a severe blow to cancer cells. They can't handle it. Some people say cancer cells are very adaptable. No, they're not. We've studied these damn cells. They are absolutely dependent on these fuels. Do you know why they seem so stubborn? Because when you use radiotherapy and toxins, you're actually releasing those two fuels that drive cancer cells forward. So what we're doing with cancer patients is giving them exactly the fuels they need for growth. And that's why, for many, it's not effective. Yes, you can suppress these things. If you burn an entire area of your tissue with radiotherapy and poison the person with toxins to the point of nausea, diarrhea, and fatigue, sure, you're stressing the tumor cells, but you're also stressing the whole body. Of course, the therapeutic approach isn't a miracle cure. It's a logical chain of actions that simply removes the conditions necessary for cancer to grow. The key point is to focus on the entire chain, not just one link. When every part of this chain is in place, the disease has no chance to take hold. Although metabolic therapy hasn't yet made it into our official clinical guidelines, I'm sure that in the next few years it will become one of the main ways to prevent and treat cancer. Well, my dear friends, we've reached the end of the video. Please don't forget to like and comment and send this video to any of your friends who might need it. The videos you see on the screen will complete what I've discussed. Click and watch them right now. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. Until the next video, take care.